Daredevils, public nuisances, and reckless are just some of the common terms used to describe parkour practitioners. But how accurate is the media's negative portrayal of those who practice parkour? Not many Singaporeans are used to seeing our urban environment as one's personal playground. As a largely unexplored topic in Singapore, I was intrigued to find out what practitioners call the art of displacement. In my search, I found Luciano Balestro, an accomplished free runner from Amsterdam, currently living in Singapore, to learn more about parkour.
I'm Luciano, I'm 22 years old. I practice parkour for around 7 to 8 years, and I'm from the Netherlands, Amsterdam. People think that you just keep on running and that you just jump roofs and do crazy stuff. Well, that's actually not true. Parkour is actually pretty safe. It just looks dangerous, but it isn't. It starts getting difficult when you find jumps which are exactly on the line in between what you're capable of and what you're not capable of. And then it's hard to know when you can do it. Before you do a big jump, you always test it. So you test the surface, you test the distance by jumping next to it. But when you feel that you're doubting too much, then you should not do it. But then there's a difference between doubting and having fear, because fear is normally not significant for if you can make it or not. While doubt is. So if you doubt the jump, if you can make it, you should first check it and you should only do it when there's no doubt. What I normally do to control my fear is to just think really rational, like, hey, can I make the jump? Do I know that I can make this jump? And if I know that, then I should just do it. And then to just focus on my breathing, control my breathing, and then to totally relax, clean my mind, and then to just go for it. I really like the parkour scene in Singapore. As almost all the scenes over the world, it's really developing. So there are some core parkour practitioners who are already training for a long time. They are really nice and really good.
Even though Luciano is only in Singapore for a few months, he did not hesitate to connect with the local parkour scene. Scheduled to conduct a workshop for Parkour Singapore's March gathering, Luciano invited me to join, and I jumped at the opportunity to try out parkour for the first time. We started by doing some warm-ups to engage the vital joints for the parkour moves we will be attempting. This was easy enough in theory, but after 20 minutes of continuous movement, I thought about giving up. This is really so tiring. However, my mission to understand as much as I could about parkour and the community motivated me to keep up as much as I could.
This is a monthly jam. It is a gathering that we have every last Sunday of the month, where we have structured workshops for beginners, events and challenges for the seniors. So we have a little bit of everything for everyone to experience. Yeah.
Using various structures found at the void deck, everyone was really eager and proactive to learn from Luciano and try the moves out for themselves. So we've been at the Parkour Singapore's monthly jam for the past 3 hours, and it rained halfway, so we took shelter indoors. It's actually really quite tiring to be doing parkour, and yeah, it's just very tiring. I could feel the strong sense of community amongst the practitioners, even those who were new to it. From what I observed, parkour requires a certain kind of vulnerability to attempt stunts. Injuries and minor accidents weren't enough to deter their desire to improve their parkour capabilities.
I was actually just trying out a new trick, and I was just trying to push myself a little bit forward, and this happened to be there just in the unfortunate times.
Will this injury make you more afraid of doing parkour in the future?
Definitely not. This is only going to push me forward to try it harder and make it better next time, make it even much better and be safer. Yeah, now I know where I went wrong, and next time I can make sure it doesn't happen again.
I was doing a flip. I was doing like a 4, but then with a twist, but then I was waiting before I twist. So I twist too late, so when I landed, I then had a bit of a torsion in my knee. Yeah, it just looks really exaggerated, but it's just like my knee is injured. Yeah.
So do you have to go through an operation?
Oh no. I just have to be on a cast for a while, and then after that I can start parkour again.
So when you take off the cast, would you continue doing parkour?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's not something that will hinder you or there's a fear involved?
Put it in a very philosophical way, like if you do something that makes you happy and it makes you hurt, would you just want to stop being happy? Almost the same, like parkour makes me happy. I will never stop wanting to be happy.
It was clear that the turn-up at the workshop was almost entirely male. To get more insight on why this could be so, I spoke to Yang, one of the few girls at the event.
I'm definitely stronger now. I feel more useful now because I can do more things with my body. Yeah, and it's made me appreciate the urban environment in a different way because now I can see how I can play with the structures instead of just sitting or using a table. I can go over it, climb it. Yeah. Even now I'm still weaker than most of the people here. I think I'm probably one of the weakest. Yeah, but strength we can train, but it takes a long while. Then the scary part is Chua. When you first do a move, it's really very scary. But after you do it once or twice, then it starts becoming scary. So yeah.
Why do you think not many girls do parkour?
I don't know. Why don't you do parkour?
I tried at the start. Yeah, I was participating at the start, but it was so tiring and scary. Speaking to Yang got me thinking about the gender imbalance in the parkour scene. After doing some online research, I found an all-female parkour class conducted by A2 Movements and decided to pay them a visit. Why do you think most girls avoid doing parkour?
I would say more on the amount of training it requires to actually be semi-passable at it. Cause a lot of girls, more in the sense they are more into less strenuous activities, or they want something that is more instant kind of results, and parkour isn't something like that. So that's why they don't really come.
Hi, my name is Cheng. I'm 32 this year. So I'm the founder of A2 Parkour, and so we are training Parkour Academy. We have a small little indoor space for people to train. It's called the Freerunners Lodge. So we created a ladies class mainly because some of the girls prefer an all-girls environment to train together with. So that's the whole reason why. Because it's always being seen as a very masculine activity, whereby it's the biggest jump, it's the biggest gap. But nonetheless, there is a very feminine aspect in parkour, whereby the flow of motion, the flow of traversing from one point to the other in a very flowy move. That's the more feminine side of parkour that sometimes some of the female athletes actually pull off really well as well. There's a certain grace to it.
Seeing the girls at A2 give their all in practicing parkour, I thought, if they could do it, why can't I? I asked Nachos, the president of Parkour Singapore, for a one-on-one lesson, and he gladly agreed and invited me to his gym. Hi Nachos! Thanks for making time for me.
Are you ready to start?
Yeah.
Okay, run.
Shall I run?
That's great.
Hello, my name is Lynette Cho and I'm 24 this year. I've been practicing parkour for 10 years and I'm now studying in NUS. I'm currently coaching parkour. I've been coaching for about 7 years. Parkour is something where you can take. You can always take from the community, take inspiration from everywhere. But there comes a time where you have to give back to the community. So you have climbing, running, jumping, crawling, swinging, stuff like that. So it's natural, like most of the parkour movement, it's something like your body is already designed to from the beginning. You're designed to jump, run, climb. That's what we're doing.
Is there any balancing stunts? But that's too high, right?
Only if you fall. It's this way. So
The pole was about half a story high, so I was really scared and hesitant to go on it at first. However, Nachos explained to me how to find my balance on the pole and ways to safely dismount from it. He constantly assured me that with him holding me, I wouldn't fall and nothing could go wrong. I tried my best to move forward and not look down.
okay, good. Don't hold it like that.
I'm actually shaking. I like those thrill-seeking kind of rides. But balancing on that thing, it looks easier than it seems. It's actually harder and scary.
The reason why it's hard is your mind is clouded by the fear. You couldn't focus on any detail I'm giving you. So that's the most important aspect of parkour. Why people go to the roof and train is to test themselves. Do they have the mental focus to do the moves that they can do on the ground, up high, when their mind can be clouded? Having a clouded mind is one of the most dangerous things in parkour. It's the fastest way to get hurt. There is a skill, mental strength in being able to keep a clear mind in this kind of scenario. Realistically, there's no way you're gonna fall. There's no way. You weren't dancing on the bars, you weren't doing anything, you aren't drunk. You have someone who's experienced holding you. You can hold the ceiling as well. You're strong and capable. There was no realistic reason you would fall. But yeah, you were scared shitless.
But it was fun.
Greatest joy of teaching is watching someone overcome their fear. Be it fear of heights, a fear of just jumping on something, discovering new things about themselves, finding out that they are stronger than they thought they were. In parkour, it's simple. You either want to do it or not. If you want to talk about mental and psyche, it improves people's ability for risk assessment. You need to assess because you have to, and you do pay the consequences for a bad assessment. Can you make this jump? Make a bad assessment, you pay with flesh. Are you ready for this? Are you not? These kind of skills, once you develop, it can really be brought into any aspect of your life. Making an investment, choosing your college, choosing whatever, education, your partner, everything. This ability to do risk assessment is important.
The parkour community in Singapore is a small but an incredibly welcoming one. I felt constant support and encouragement from the community throughout my journey. Their inclusiveness to newcomers surprised me, and I now understand why many stay on in the discipline. Contrary to popular misconceptions, I learned that parkour isn't as dangerous as the media paints it to be, and that mental strength is just as important as physical ability. Parkour is for everyone who's willing to give it a shot, regardless of gender and age. More females and age groups are jumping in on what parkour has to offer, resulting in parkour steadily gaining prominence in Singapore. One can expect much pain when learning parkour, but perseverance promises a rich harvest of health benefits, mental strength, and a close-knit community passionate to keep growing.